Hey everybody, welcome back to a brief on grief. Um, I have so much bubbling and brewing in my heart right now for this topic that I want to share on today. I'm not sure where it's going to go. Um, I'm just going to jump in right into the word. My new favorite verb is mavericking. Yeah, you heard that right. Yeah, mavericking. So maverick or mavericking. If anybody's seen the new Top Gun out there, Maverick, that's what I'm kind of referring to, and that's where that reference is coming from. And that movie, I was excited for months to see that movie, and I was putting it off and then hoping to go see it with somebody. It just months went by, and I never saw it when it came out in May. And then finally, I ended up seeing it on a flight home from Costa Rica in September, and I would just it just floored me. Like I cheered out loud, I cried out loud. It was just so powerful, so much so that I watched it again. I had a layover in Montreal and then I watched it again when I got back on the plane. I just had such a full body reaction to it. And without telling the whole story of in the weeks following that, I ended up watching it several times in the several weeks after that. And I was like, this movie is so profound. And each time I watched it, there was something else that came from it for me. And during one of the most recent times that I watched it, I realized, yeah, this word, what maverick, what does that word even mean? Maverick, right? And I remember searching to see what that meant. I'm going to pull it up right here because I want to read it here. So mavericks are visionaries who want to achieve what's been never been achieved before. They're not fans of the status quo and will shake things up. Mavericks tend to be innovative, influential, daring, and direct, with a remarkable high tolerance for taking chances. That is an expression, that is a statement of exactly what that's what my life has been the last 4 years. And at the same time, it freaks me out because I think, my God, who I was before is not, I would have never, I had this energy in me that I was different and that I wanted to be different than the things that I saw around me, and that I wanted to create a different energy than what I saw around me. But I never had the courage to do it before, right? And I think this is one of the most crucial, related to grief and loss. This is one of the most, I believe, the most crucial losses in our lives is when we have that loss in connection with ourselves, of our true selves, of who we actually are inside, like our soul and what our soul's passion is to do. Because we're so used to living and following along with what the world says we need to do, or what the world says we should be and shouldn't be. And we lose that connection with who we truly are and showing who we truly are. And because in a way, showing who we truly are is mavericking with that verb, because it could be about speaking out and standing out and being different and going against the status quo, maybe of what you see around you in the relationships that you have, or what you see around in your community. And it's owning your own self and owning your own light, and that could be very different and make you feel alone. And I just realized that in the process of mavericking, whether you're mavericking, shining yourself in a different way, choosing to live different roles in your life, choosing to speak and be a different person in your relationships, that creates loss in your life, so that there's grief. And I got a reminder of that the last couple of weeks, as I was, again, having some more conversations with my mom in a different way, being in a different space with her. So it was really beautiful, because seeing the difference in her and a different reaction, and just seeing her in different light, but then also speaking some really hard truths about who I was and the role that I played in the family, and how I wanted to be different now, and that I was choosing a different path. And that was extremely scary to speak to her like that, to speak in a different way. And that creates loss, because it creates change in what's going on. But I think that's part of that brilliant change slash loss that happens when you're changing your life, when you're mavericking, when you're going against status quo, when you're doing things differently. And oh, I have so many things in my heart that I want to say about this, that I really think life, the life that we feel, if we wrote what we would call the downs of life, the hard times, like the losses, is rather processing a loss, feeling the grief of a loss, or we're either fearing a loss, right? So there was so much fear. There's so much fear in us standing up and speaking for who we are and being who we truly are, especially like in different areas of our lives, because we're afraid of losing that connection with somebody, or afraid of losing that connection with a situation. Maybe we're being a different person or speaking a different way, maybe at our work, and we're afraid that we'll lose that security in our job, or the security of that belonging feeling at work or a community group or wherever we are, right? There's always that fear of loss. We're either experiencing loss or we're fearing loss, I think is a big theme in life. And that part of a beautiful journey of mavericking and being who we truly are, no matter what the world around us may say, or no matter the roles and who we've been playing and the masks we've been wearing our whole lives, no matter what is there, when we choose different ways of being, we create more loss for us. And that's what makes it so hard and scary to even do. But I just got that reminder in that, oh, and also when we speak our truth, and when we really like let the power of our light and our energy that's in us come out in different ways, it's going to challenge and threaten some people, and that will come back at us, and that will create some more challenge. And I've been very aware of that in all different levels of my journey, but another reminder of it in the last couple of weeks, of when speaking out and creating the things that I'm creating is going to trigger people, and it's going to threaten people. And sometimes the attacks will come on you, and the bullying will come on you for that. And in the past, where I would have let that break my heart, and that would have let that mean something personal about me, I now know that it means absolutely nothing about me. And it just means about the pain that person is coming from, and that something that I'm doing is really, really triggering them, and that they're lashing out in a way that makes them feel better. They have to say something, they have to act in a certain way that makes them feel better and discharges some of the pain that they're feeling. Again, to be in a place where you don't take that personally, where you're just like, okay, that's the way it is. And I realize that's some of the sacrifice and some of the challenges of mavericking, of being me and being a different me, being a different me in my world, being a different way in the world, being a different way in relationships. And that's what that video, or so that's what that movie is to me, Top Gun. And also what Brene Brown's A Call to Courage is. Those are the two movies, or the two like things that I go back to when I need reminders of why I'm doing this crazy, vulnerable mavericking journey, right? Because it's hard. There's ups and downs, and it creates loss, so it creates more grief. But in that grief, and in that healthier way of honoring the grief and the loss that comes with all of this stuff, comes the space. Because ultimately that is what the loss and change of our lives is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be a painful place that we get stuck and suffer in, that weighs us down over our lives, right? It's supposed to be something that we process in a healthy way, let go of, and it's supposed to open space to brand new things, right? So mavericking, although it creates loss, it's creating change, and it's creating opening. So when I need a reminder of that, I go to Top Gun and I go to Brene Brown, or I go to EFT Tapping. So just to remind me of the maverick that I am, the maverick that we all are, and to just remember that that's what we're here to do. We're here to do. We're here to be ourselves. We're here to challenge the status quo. We're here to shake things up, just like that quote says. We're here to be ourselves, and that journey is wild and crazy and precious and scary and exhilarating. And that's all what it's supposed to be. That is supposed to be the energy and the ups and downs of life. So that's that. I think I've honored Mavericking, and I honored that phenomenal movie. And yeah, in that, I wore my Talk to Me Goose t-shirt to also honor it in a different way. And okay, I will see you guys next episode. Bye.